Hello there. Hey, it's Tim here, your average dungeon master and your amateur bar master. Today, I'm making some drinks from Galaxy's Edge. I was at Galaxy's Edge on the third week that it opened in Florida and went to Oga's Cantina. They got all kinds of drinks there, a very interesting menu, and I'm gonna try and make one of them according to sort of the ingredient list that's given, and I'm gonna sort of riff on another one by changing it up a little bit. None of the drink lists at Oga's Cantina have amounts, but they do give you the ingredients. So I've got some of the ingredients here. I'm gonna mess with a few of these drinks, recreate them at home, maybe improve them a little bit, maybe. So the first drink that I'm going to remake here and maybe change a little bit is the Jedi Mind Trick. The Jedi Mind Trick is a grapefruit and rose vodka base with Falernum, blue Curacao, lime, and grapefruit bitters. A couple things. I don't use vodka at home. I prefer other spirits. They have flavor. Vodka doesn't have flavor unless it's flavored by something. And then I would rather flavor my drink with those things rather than use flavored vodka. I'm not gonna do that. I would rather use tequila. I prefer the flavor of tequila. So this isn't gonna be exactly like the Jedi Mind Trick, but it's gonna be similar. Start with my thickest ingredient first is kind of how I do it. Curacao. Now, they use blue Curacao. There is nothing natural that is blue colored. Blue Curacao is heavily dyed and colored. Any kind of orange liqueur will do the trick here. I'm using dry Curacao because Falernum is very sweet and I don't want to add too much sweetness with my Curacao. The orange, I'm gonna do 3/4 of an ounce. It's a flavoring agent. Shouldn't be adding too much body, but I do want to taste the orange flavor, especially since I'm not using the grapefruit vodka. I'm using tequila instead. I would rather not have so many competing flavors, just have the orange and the Falernum. Now Falernum, this is Velvet Falernum, John Taylor's Velvet Falernum. Falernum is a Caribbean spice type of a liqueur. I think it's really more, I mean, it's very sweet. It's, it's 11%. So I treat it like a sweetener. I'm only gonna use a 1/2 ounce. No, 3/4. We'll go 3/4 ounce of Falernum. It's not a super strong flavor. I think it smells stronger than it tastes. It's got Caribbean spice flavor. That's the best way I can describe it. I like it, but it's definitely a polarizing flavor. Now my secret ingredient, which I've put in my special bottle, it's used in both of these cocktails today. White grape juice, I'm gonna use an ounce. I'm gonna do a full ounce of lime juice, fresh squeezed, and my tequila, 2 ounces of tequila. And that's gonna be it for my shaken ingredients. Put my ice in, lock it down, shake for about 15 seconds. And strain should be nice and full with that ingredient list. Diluting is a big part of the shaking process. When you shake, in general, you should be adding close to an ounce of water. All right, last ingredient here, grapefruit bitters. I am going to put a heavy dash of this, two dashes out of my dropper. And there we have it, the Jedi Mind Trick. Cheers. I did not have this when I was at Galaxy's Edge. I had a couple different things. My wife had 2 different things, so I wanted to try it at home. If you do like the flavored vodka, if you have the flavored vodka already, by all means use it. I'm not gonna buy a bottle of flavored vodka for this one drink. I have limited shelf space, like most of you probably. But I really like this drink. This is very refreshing for a summer day. Very good. My outfit today, my bag, my bottle, this is part of my Star Wars cosplay. I cosplayed at Galaxy's Edge and game conventions that I go to as a commoner in the Star Wars galaxy. Bought a simple lace-up tunic and then a simple belt bag. And then I just got a metal bottle. I painted it with a Rebel orange. And then I used some metallic spray paint to vary up the bottle. And then I distressed it by hitting it with a screwdriver and some things to mark it up, and also putting some spots of paint and stuff on the bottle to give it that used universe look that Star Wars has. very common to have these bits, they call them greeblies, on here that are colored, whether they're lights or some sort of other indicator. You never really know, it doesn't really matter, that I printed on my 3D printer, painted up, glued on here. Same thing for the bag, put some other little greeblies on here to indicate some kind of mechanical bits that who knows what they do. And then I wrote Arabesh on here. That's a very important part of the Star Wars universe, is to have the Star Wars language on there, the Arabesh. Got some leather and some cord wrapping on my bottle as well. And then my hat, just got a Rebel Orange hat, wrote my name in Arabesh, put some greeblies on there, a little antenna, and then I put the Scrappers Guild logo on the back of my hat along with another greebly. Just given that story that I'm a commoner in the Star Wars universe, maybe a member of the Scrappers Guild, got all this bits on me. But really what I've got here with me is this kyber crystal wrapped on a simple leather cord. Got this kyber crystal that I'm hanging on to for one reason or another, that I may be smuggling, or maybe I have some Jedi connection. It's just fun, part of the experience to pretend that you're part of the world, and it adds a little bit for me. It also triggers people's response when you go. They see the outfit, they see people participating in the fantasy of it, and it just makes everybody a little bit that much more excited. Now I'm on to making my jet juice. Again, doing a drink with white grape juice. This one uses bourbon, Ancho Chili Liqueur, which we know is Ancho Reyes Chili Liqueur probably, which is very hard to get. So I made some of my own. This I did buy vodka for. I'll put the recipe, the amounts exactly, but I used vodka and a rich simple syrup, a 3-to-1 simple syrup actually. Then I added some dried chilies. I added a fresh jalapeno, some vanilla, some cinnamon, bottled that up and let it sit for about 24 hours, strain it off. So we're gonna start with this. This is my main sweetener in this drink, and I'm gonna go with an ounce of chili liqueur. It's not a hot chili necessarily. It is, I mean, it's a little spicy, but really it's more of the chili flavor. The other thing that they use in this drink, that they say they use, is a pomegranate liqueur. I could have made a pomegranate liqueur, but I've already got some homemade grenadine sitting in my fridge. My wife would kill me if I have another bottle of something in the fridge. I'm gonna use grenadine, which is a pomegranate syrup, so I'm gonna use that to give my drink the pomegranate flavor that the pomegranate liqueur would give it. Since I already have sweetener in here, I'm only gonna do like less than a half ounce. More than a quarter ounce, but less than a half. Next, we'll go ahead and do lemon juice. This is a bourbon sour, a whiskey sour. I think about 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice in this. Partially because I'm also using grape juice, white grape juice. I'm gonna do 2 ounces of white grape juice. I want a little bit of a longer drink. I'm gonna lengthen it, as you would say. I'm gonna use 1.5 ounces of bourbon. This is Old Grandad bourbon. This is a good mixing bourbon that I really like. That's everything that goes in my glass. These drinks at Galaxy's Edge have a lot of ingredients. Drop in my ice, mix it up. It's not the most appetizing color. So here's my jet juice. Cheers. Instantly, I'm in love. This chili liqueur is one of my favorite things that I've found in my cocktail adventures, but making it at home, top tip there. It's good in margaritas. It's really good in this. I think it's awesome with this grape juice. This is super good. Well, we're doing this drink in honor of Star Wars and everything that Star Wars has done for me in my life and everything that it's continuing to do. So I've made jet juice and I've made a few special modifications. Cheers.